Good evening. This is Pat from Pat's Card Corner, and it's time for another Therapy Thursday. So I hope your week has been going good so far. As you are listening to this, I am in Phoenix, Arizona. Hopefully things are going well with my mom. I'm actually filming this early, so I'm not really there quite yet, but I will be. So I have some cards that I'm going to share with you for the next couple weeks, and so I hope you enjoy them, and I hope you'll give them a try. So if you're watching tonight, please say hi, because I am monitoring the comments even though I'm not live. I am going to monitor the comments on the post. So anyway, I hope things are going well, and tonight we are going to do a card with the Hey Birthday Chick. Really cute set and a really fun card that we're going to make, and you don't need a lot of supplies. So I hope you like it, and we are going to go ahead and get ready and show you all the pieces that you'll need along with the measurements, and then we're going to make the card. So the first thing you're going to need is a piece of cardstock, and this cardstock is 5.5 by 4.25. Then you're going to need a piece of coordinating cardstock. This is from the 2021-2023 in color 6x6 designer series paper, and this piece, and you can see the other side, is 5.25 by 4. So there's kind of fun patterns on each side, and I think I'm going to do this side this time. And then you're going to need another piece of designer series paper. This also came from that same pack. This is one of the other patterns that's there. It's like a little check pattern. On the other side, it's kind of like little flowers on the other side. This piece is 6 by 3/4 inches long. You'll also need a piece of cardstock that is 6 by 1 inch long, and we're going to score this at 1/4 and 5 3/4 on the ends. We're going to do some scoring with some other pieces, but we're going to hold off on that for a minute, and you'll see why as we go along when we're making the card. You're also going to need a little piece that is 2 3/4 by 1/2. It is this size because that's what fits my sentiment on this card, which is this happy birthday right here, because I'm making a birthday card. And it can be as long as 5 inches by 1/2 inch, and I'll show you that as we're making the card to see, so you can see what the difference is. And I'm just going to put this away for a minute. And then you're going to need a piece of basic white cardstock that is 5, got stuff on my thing here, that is 5 by 3.25, and we're going to score it after we stamp on it. So, and there's a reason for that too. Let's cover that up for the moment. I forgot to change my paper. And I also die cut from the matching stamps from that stamp set this little fence, because there's 2 pieces, this is as long as it makes it, because you'll see when we're making the card, you know, because they are little chickens and they might need to be behind a fence. So we are going to do that. We also are going to need a couple pieces of scrap paper, because I am going to die cut 2 of these little chicks that are hatching right here. They're little birthday chicks. They have little hats on, birthday hats on. So I am going to do that. So we are going to need a scrap piece of paper for that. But otherwise, all of our stamping is going to be done on this piece of paper right here, or a piece of cardstock. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there for just a second so you can kind of see what the measurements are in case you want to write them down. They will be in a blog post that I will be doing later, and that we'll post after this video, and you will be able to find that at www.jumpingintostamping.com. And so I hope you go and take a look at my blog. I have lots of fun cards over there that I don't share or make videos of, because I just don't have time to do that yet. One day. So hopefully you've got your things all ready, and we are going to just kind of take these over here and take them apart. And we're going to do a little bit of gluing, a little bit of stamping, and then we're going to do a little bit of scoring. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to adhere this piece to this piece right here. So, excuse me just a second. Okay, let me get my trusty glue here. And, ooh, kind of came out a little lumpy there. Let's spread that out. I try not to put too much glue on my paper here. And we're just going to put it right there. And press that down really good. And then we're going to set that aside. Then we are going to put these two pieces together right here. They do meet on the ends. They are the same length, so they are 6 inches long. So they are going to go, your designer series paper is going to go from end to end. So let's put a little bit of glue on there. Just love the swirly pattern. Ah! Didn't want to do that. We might have to flip our paper over so that we don't get glue everywhere. Since I just did, I don't want to get everything stuck in that. So hold on just a second, since I flipped it over. We're going to flip the paper over. There we go. Now I won't get glue all over everything. Put that back in case you need to see that. And let's bring our other card pieces back. Okay, so this little piece right here, we're going to do a little bit of stamping on, and we are going to stamp Happy Birthday right in the middle. And I'm going to stamp it in the same color as my paper, and that is polished pink. This is one of the newer colors this year. It's one of the 2023 colors, so it'll be around for 2 years. And I really like it. It's a nice, bright, happy pink. And there we go. And I smudged it because I had ink on my hand already. So let's flip my paper over. And we're going to do that again. Hopefully I won't get ink on it this time. There we go. And then I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm just going to kind of notch the ends a little bit. You could do this with a punch. We do have a triple banner punch that will do that for you, but I don't have it right on handy in my hand. So let me fix that. So we're just gonna do our own. So if you kind of cut down the middle and then cut into the sides, it actually works a little better. Gets it a little more even. And let's fix that too. There we go. Good enough. Let's move that out of the way. Okay, so now our little happy birthday banner is done. It's going to go right in the middle, right here. And let me put this ink away. And we are going to now stamp on here. And then we're going to stamp our two little fun things, two little extra birds, fun birds on there. And what did I do with my stamp? Okay, so this is the bird with the little cupcake. Obviously he's checking out his birthday thing. So we are going to, this piece is going to go on here like this. And actually I want to, hold on. Let me do some scoring first because I want to make sure that I get this in the exact right place where I need it, because we're going to score actually the ends of this piece. So, okay, so we're going to bring in my scoring trimmer. Okay, we are going to score this at 1/2. So I'm going to score it on, this is the long side, and this piece is 5 by 3 1/4, so this is the 5-inch side. I'm going to score it at 1/2 inch on this side, so I'm just going to make sure my scoring blade up here, and then I'm going to turn the paper and we're going to score it 1/2 inch again. Okay, so if you were scoring it on on the Simply Scored, you would score it at 1/2 inch, and you would score it at 4 1/2 inches. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of bend this back just a little bit so I can kind of see. So, got something on there. Hi. There we go. Okay. We are going to score, but I need, or score, we're going to stamp, but I need to make sure that my stamping is within those 2 score lines, because we don't want to go outside of those score lines. That's why I took my stamp back to do this. We're also going to score it more toward the middle, or stamp more toward the middle of the paper than at the bottom. So we're going to make sure his tail doesn't hang over the end. I'm going to put him right about there, or her. And then I'm going to add, as soon as I find my stamp, no, where'd he go? Uh-oh, I've lost one. Well, maybe I didn't take him out. Oh, I didn't. He's still in the box. I'm just looking for this little guy. He was still in the box. So we need to take him out, because we want to stamp him too. I thought I had all my supplies ready, and I didn't. So there he is. And we're going to stamp him kind of next to her. There we go. And then I'm also going to stamp 2 more of these that I'm going to die cut. And you'll see why in a minute. And these get die cut with the birthday chick dies, which I'm going to get out right here. So you can see they come with, it's hard to tell, yep, there's no picture. So this is this little guy. Goes right there. You can also die cut him. We don't want to do that, but you can. I'm going to show you real quick. You can, hold on. That does work. Why am I backwards? Yeah. Why is that backwards? Oh, there, duh. Sorry, my brains were like, what is going on? Yeah, so you can die cut him, but we aren't doing that today. There's also another little chick down here. I'm gonna bring this back. There's a die for this guy right here, this chicken right there, and then there's some extra pieces. There's the fence, which I die cut out of soft suede cardstock. There's also a little banner. There's a happy birthday, and I'll show you what that looks like, because I do happen to have one cut out. That's what the happy birthday looks like. There's some streamers, some little like chicken tracks that you can make indents on, and then this it's like a little feed bag, I guess, you know, bag that has chicken feed in it. So there you go. All right, so through the magic of Facebook Live, I can go die cut this, and still be in the same place. And look, there they are. So I already pre-die cut those. Surprise, surprise. Okay, so we are going to do a little bit of coloring on these little guys here. We want to color in the cupcake and the little things. So I have a whole bunch of different colors because I wasn't sure what color I wanted to use. The original one that I made, flip these around so you can actually read the colors. I picked all these light colors because I don't want it to be too dark. And some of them I'm just going to use for the hat or for other things. I just was trying to pick some bright, happy colors to color with. The original card that I made when I was trying this out, I'm not real happy with because I thought the little chicken girl was too dark. So we're going to try and do her a little bit lighter this time. So I'm going to try the little bit of crumb cake, and we're just going to kind of go around the outside here because I don't really want her very, when I was doing it the other time, I used the darker crumb cake and it was just too dark, and I just really wasn't happy with how it came out. So we're just going to try doing her the little lighter shade, and she still might be too dark, but we're going to add a little color in her. So we're going to put a little papaya color into her too. So it gives her a little kind of a different look here. Are going to use the papaya for her feet. Give her a couple little chicken legs here. And we're going to give him a couple little chicken legs. There we go. But we're going to make her hair nice and bright because that would just be a little bit more fun. I am using the skinny side of these markers because it's a very small little space. We're just going to do some of her hair. And we're just going to kind of alternate a little bit here and there and get some of her tail. And kind of blend it in from here. Oop, I'll put that back over here. Put that back. I do have the polished pink dark because I also want to put some of that in her hair. You can see it's a little bit darker. She does have a little bit of a crazy hairdo here. Kind of like my hair looks in the morning sometimes. Maybe yours too. And I just realized we do need to color in the front part of her face. And a little bit there. Okay. And let's put a little bit with this darker pink in her tail too. So it'll kind of go with the rest of her. And I'm going to kind of color that in. Give her a little pink in her wings too. And try and blend her in a little bit better. There we go. So I'm just playing, just so you know. And let's make part of her cupcake paper here, kind of stripey. Maybe with a little Bermuda Bay, just to bring in some other bright colors. There we go. And do her birthday candle that color. Give a little Daffodil Delight so we can put the flame in her candle. And maybe we'll make this chick kind of yellow. There we go. Okay. And kind of color his nose in a little bit there. And let's do a little party hat. So let's do some green. Green on his hat there. And I also need to color in these little guys too. So we'll put a little green in this one. And a little green in that one. Let's put some pink in their hat. And let's do some Rita Bay in this one. And need to color their legs. Have their legs hanging out. I don't know, what do you think? Do you think these should be yellow chicks too, or should we make them kind of nice and bright colored little chicks? Let's color their nose. Their nose in there. I'm thinking maybe, nope, we're gonna put that color aside. I don't think I want to use that color. I think that we will have, what color cupcake icing do you think we should have? Pink, red, bright green, blue. Maybe we'll have blue. Blue icing. Whoop. Nope. My marker's running out. Kind of looks like a little cloud there. We're going to make one of these chicks blue. Because why not? And I think we'll make the other one. Let's bring my blue back. How about we make them green? We got all kinds of colors going on in this card. Not sure I'm going to like it when I put it together, but it'll be interesting, if nothing else. It'll be happy colors. So I do like to use the blue just to kind of go around his shell a little bit. Only because it kind of defines it just a tad, and makes it kind of, his shell kind of stand out a little bit. And I just realized I didn't color this guy's little legs. He's got naked legs. I need to color those in. Okay. All right. Oh, let's kind of, yeah, can you see the difference? I'm going to put this little guy up here. See, you can kind of see the shell a little bit better. So it kind of defines it just a tad, the white. So there we go. Okay, we're going to set those aside. We're going to move these out of the way. And we have one more thing to stamp. If I can fit it on there, I'm going to put it on there. And I think we can get it on there. Yep, it'll fit. It's going to say, let's celebrate you. And we're also going to put that in pink. I'm just going to put that right up here. There we go. Okay, now we are ready to put the card together. So I mentioned that we were going to do a little bit more scoring. So we're going to do a little bit of scoring for this piece and this piece and this piece. And the reason we didn't score them earlier was because I wanted to score it after the designer series paper was on. And for this piece, we're actually going to flip it upside down and score it from the back. This piece, we're going to score it down the middle. And you want to make sure that you stamp it and color it first before you score it, because if you scored it and then stamped over the score line, it doesn't give you a good clean stamp, and it kind of looks a little wonky where the score line is, because you won't be able to like color in between that. And then this piece we're also going to score on the ends, and so we wanted to make sure that we had the paper on first before we did that. So we are going to move these pieces over here to the side, and then we're going to bring our trimmer and score back, and now we're going to score the other pieces. So this piece, which is 5.5 by 4 1/4, we're going to turn it over so the designer series paper is face down, and we're going to score this at 2 3/4, which is scoring it right down the middle. So we're going to make sure my cutting blade's out of the way, and you're just going to score it right down the middle. Okay, so that piece is done. This piece we're going to score on either end at 1/4 inch. So I'm just going to, this is 6 inches wide, so I'm just going to turn it this way. So this is the 1/4 inch score line right here. So I'm just going to score it right there. And then I'm going to flip it around and score it the same way, just because I think it's easier to flip it. We're doing the same on both sides. We're doing it at 1/4 inch on both sides so that it's going to fold in backwards like that. And then this piece, which is 5 by 3 1/4, we're going to score this one in half at 2 1/2. So it's going to go right down the middle of where we stamped, but that's okay. Make sure you have your scoring blade and not your cutting blade, because you don't want to accidentally cut your in half. And so we're going to score it right down the middle, just like that, because it's going to get folded a little bit, kind of like that. Okay, and now we are ready to put our card together. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to adhere this piece to our other piece. We're going to put glue. Let's take this off because we don't need that on there. Okay, so we're going to put glue on these flaps right here. I am going to use my bone folder so I get a good crease on them. And we're just going to kind of bend that. We don't really want to crease it really good, and you'll see why. So we're going to put that on here. So on this, it's hard to see. You can see it better on this side. There's our score line right there. There is a score line right there. And I'm just going to kind of bend this just a little so that you can kind of see where that score line is. So we want to make sure when we're putting this piece on that the score line on the white matches the score line that is on the cardstock piece behind it. So I'm just going to lay that down like that. So that's where that is. We are going to put some glue right on the back of these flaps. Oops, so I can get my glue to come out. Seems to be a problem today. There we go. And we're going to put a little bit of glue on this side. And remember, when we put it back on the front, that we do want to make sure that we're lining up the score line. Put my head in the way there. I'm going to move this up here. The two score lines are lined up, and then we're just going to press that down. I am going to scoot this up just a tad. There we go. And that is going to go on just like that. This piece, I am going to put this on in the middle before I forget, is going to go on right in the middle, and I am going to put that on dimensionals. So it's going to, whoops, yeah, that is the back. I forgot I stamped on the back there for a minute. So I am going to put like 4 dimensionals on the back of this one, so it'll stick really well. pull off those pieces. And there we go. Hello there. Let's get that underneath. There we go. Because I do want to kind of get this in the middle. That looks about the middle to me. There you go. All right, and then we're going to put some glue on the back of these ends, and then this is going to go right down here, just like this. So it is going to cover part of that. And let's put some glue on those ends. And glue on this end. And then you want to line that up with the edge of your card on both ends, and this at the bottom of your card piece, cardstock that's above it. So let's just tuck that under, and we're going to hold that down really quick. Put that on there. And I realize we should give them a little ground so it looks like they're kind of walking on the ground. So I'm going to take my crumb cake light and the brush end, and I'm just going to kind of give them a little bit of ground to stand on. Because he's dancing, so he needs a little spot. So I'm just kind of very lightly, just kind of giving him a little bit of ground to walk on. All right, so then the reason I didn't put these on earlier is because I needed to see where the card was going to bend. So I am going to put these on kind of right below that. And because this card is going to bend in the middle just a little bit, I want to line this end up with the score line that's right in the middle. So I am going to put a little bit of glue on these. If I can get my glue to come out again. There we go. Yep. Hello. There we go. Wants to get my glue, just doesn't want to come out today. Okay. So we're just going to kind of tuck that down underneath. I am going to cut off that little piece right there. I'm going to put that on. I'm just going to snip that off. There we go. Put my fence back up. And then this piece is going to go on right there. Hello, it's got stuck there on this side. And I am going to cut off this little fence post here because it's a little bit too long. So I'm just going to trim that off, kind of bent like that. And then we're going to put some glue on here. Come on, there we go. A little right there. And we'll try not to flip it onto the paper again, because that would be bad. There we go. A little bit of the fence right there. And then these two little happy guys are going to go right there. So we are going to put them on with a dimensional. So I'm just going to flip him over and flip him over. Oops. And I'm just putting just one of the larger dimensionals on the back of them. And they're just going to go kind of dance around off the side here. And there we go. And then we're going to flip open this card. So this card actually is going to bend from the back like this. And when you're looking at it from the front, it's going to look like that. So it'll also stand up. So when it's standing up, let me find something flat so it can look like, so if it was standing up, it kind of bends out like that. And that's why we scored this back piece so that it can bend like this. And the front bends forward, this one bends back. You can kind of see there, and bends this way. And then the piece in the front just kind of does its own little like circle bend, just like that. So it's called a bendy card, is what I've been told. But it does fold flat, just like that. It will lay flat for putting in an envelope and for mailing. And then when they get it, they can just, you can put a little instructions on it, bend it, and then it'll bend, and it's great for standing up all on its own. And you can also do some more decorating with this if you want to add some little embellishments. You can. So these are the in color jewels, and you can kind of see they have this nice bright pink on it, and I think it'd be fun to kind of add a couple up here. So maybe you put a yellow one up there, a little pink one, maybe another little pink one. So you can kind of add a little decoration to your card too. So there you go. I hope you like this card. So I am going to show you the first card I did, which I'm not real happy with. I like this one much better. This one, I think he's way too dark. This is from the original Hey Chick stamp set, which is only available till the end of June. And by the time this video, you'll see this, it'll be past that, so that won't be available anymore. So I took it out and added this little chick in instead, which I kind of like a little better. But I thought they were just kind of way too dark, so I'm not real happy with that one. So I like this one much better. So there you go. So I hope you enjoyed this card, and remember, it does fold flat for mailing and pops up for when you want to give it. There you go. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you have a great evening, and that you'll join me next week for another Therapy Thursday. And I hope that you will like this video and like this post. The directions and measurements will be on my blog in a day or two, so I hope you'll check that out. And I hope you have a great evening, and I'll see you next Thursday for Therapy Thursday.